In today's session, we're going to learn about creating a favorite list. So build and display your, say, five favorite things. And because you're building in a list, so you want to go through them one by one, right? For instance, and then that's kind of repeating. When talking about repetition, so there's usually for a loop in Python languages. There are other ways to do it, but this is one way to do it. And then because you're adding to a list, for instance, so you're gonna append to that particular list, and because that adding numbering in that loop, it needs to just keep adding. So we have one and then two, you just keep adding to the numbers in that loop. So you use enumerate. So you will see in action all these in the code. So what you're going to ask is I want to ask for five favorite things. So you can think of when you ask, say, okay, print first something, right? Just think about it as an algorithm, and then say, okay, as an input from the user, ask for five things. Say input this, but this input should be in kind of loop. Each time asking one, two, three, four, or five. Right? Then store them in a list, and each time you're asking, you store them, add them, and then display them in a numbered format. And each time you display it, again, is kind of printing, right? So the code is like, and the prompt would be like the way that we described it. A Python code is asked from San Gemini or a kind of ChatGPT for five favorite things, store them in a list and print them numbered using. But this using for append or enumerate does not necessarily needed. Here is not necessarily needed, but you here for learning purposes we did that. And when we did this, you can actually save it. We can talk about like, oh, how can I save it in a file or sort them differently in alphabetical order or by lengths and etc. So as we do always, let's try to do it. So what I did, I asked actually for that Python course using Gemini, and then I run it. When I run, say it asks me, let's capture five topics, five favorite things, and you can see this is a print. Print, tell me what brings you joy, and then a favorite thing. Favorite thing is here in the beginning is zero, nothing, and then there's a for loop. As you can see, for something for a number I. That I is bit written here. You can see usually the Python I when you start like a list or something, you start from zero. That's why you have here I plus one. So it becomes zero from zero all the way to range five. But range five, you can see here if you go on top of it, it actually shows you what it is. Here you can just have a look, say print list range, and show you what it does. I have to stop this for a sec. The reason I stopped it is clear this. That's okay. So you can see if you don't know something, you don't know, you don't try it, you can actually try it this way. And you can go on top of it, say range, and it can help return an object that produces a sequence of integers from start inclusive to stop exclusive, right? For instance, this print shows 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just five numbers, but from 0 to 5, but not including 5. Anyway, so let's just go from, again, you can see where we are. The thing is input this. So I'll just say the first one coffee, second one tea, then T2, for instance, and then car, and then the fifth one, let's say, oh, whatever, okay? And then you can see that it printed. How did it print? Because this is the for loop that the thing was added to the favorite things. Isn't it like the cool thing, not the thing appended to the favorite thing. That's as simple as that. But then when we finished from I, you can see the I, the last one is 4 in this range from 0 to 4. And then finally we say we print it. Print here slash n. Let's just go to the next line. Here are your amazing favorite things. So it's just basically your amazing things. Then next line. Again, because we want to print it again and again, like in a kind of different names that we had here, similar to this one. So you need to put it into another for loop. And here because we want to have like a number plus the favorite thing, so we need to have two index, right? One index here, one item, correct? The item relates to the favorite thing, the index relate to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And here is the cool thing about the enumerate. So you can see the enumerate here. That's just on top of it. It's written an enumerate object, iterative. It's a sequence now. All right. So object yields pairs contain is a kind of a pair containing count from start, which defaults to zero, and a value, right? Yields by iterative arguments. So you can see from zero, sequence of zero, one, a sequence of zero, and you can actually try it like this print as well to see what's going on. But the cool thing about this is here, because we have two things here, right? Then we use enumerate and then the favorite things here, favorite things that we added. So that in index here, right, is a number. It just goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, and then that's 5 plus 1, which is the first item goes. And then the item. You can see here one dot, the item refers to the favorite thing, right? You can see here when you go to favorite thing, here is the list, all right? And then when you actually add them all together, say favorite things dot the item. And each time it just prints one, coffee, two, tea, and so on. All right. So just practice all these things in enumerate, for loop, etc., and you'll learn much more about these ideas. So today there's something new came actually from ChatGPT, and I actually like it. So you can actually expand upon these ideas as well. So what happened is they actually added a study into ChatGPT, which means that it's specifically, I think it's kind of GPT, like specifically for learning. So you can actually go through and say, I'm learning the following in Python. I added the script or the prompt here, and then say, can you teach me step by step, and then quiz me. It's just quick me, just understand the quiz me, all right? So it just goes through that. So understanding the goal, it just greets the user, ask for five favorite things, append it in a list, print the numbers, enumerate before plus enumerate, and then it goes and on and on. And if you have questions about, let's say, enumerate, you know that you can actually ask ChatGPT easily. Then it goes through that, create empty list, ask for favorite things as we discussed. Arrange repeats 5 times, input ask the user, append, and so on. Print them a number, do you see the enumerate? You can see it just goes enumerate favorite, start from one, gives one thing, two thing, etc. It's a kind of like a dictionary type of things they call it. A full script is what we discussed. And then the step 5 is if you type, for instance, the following as we did, you will get these. So isn't it cool? You actually can practice more and more and say you can actually have a quiz for it, quiz yourself and learn as much as possible. You can just go at your own pace as well. So that's fantastic. You'll learn quite a lot today about for, append, enumerate, and try to add more and more if you like to say adding emoji to your list or increasing your list or sort them differently, how you can do it. Try to ask and get the code and try to learn it in study sections of what you may call it, the chat GPT as well. So see you in the next session.